Hi all, Simone here from Planners Creations. I'm going to do a tutorial to show you how to make one of these, what I've called a floral square. Do excuse the background noise, my son is currently sitting in a wall car banging against a door and this is his form of entertainment. So what you'll need to make one of these is a crochet hook. I can't find the other end. I'm using a size 5mm. You can use any size that you want. All it will do is change the size of the square itself, so it'll make it bigger if you use a bigger hook. It'll make it smaller if you use a smaller hook. You'll need a pair of scissors. Sorry, I'm laughing because my husband's now laughing at the fact that my son's playing music. And you'll need your yarn, which I've got here. I'm using Women's Institute acrylic, premium acrylic, which is absolutely lovely. It's thickness of double knit, as you can see there. It's super soft. I absolutely love it. I'm going to use all of the colours that are in this one. I'm going to do it exactly the same because I'm eventually going to make a blanket out of them all. So to start, you'll want to make a slip knot, which I find if I wrap the yarn around my two fingers and then use my hook to pull the loose yarn through from behind, and you pretty much just pull it then. That's it, that's your slip knot. All done. Quite easy that is. Now what you want to do is chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then slip stitch into that very first chain or slip knot. And that gives you a loop. And we're going to be working into that loop. So now what you want to do is chain 3. Now I'm going to crochet over my loose end here. So, and your chain 3 will work as your first double crochet. I'm going to do US terminology as I find it easier to work with that. So this would be a treble crochet in UK terminology. Now to do this, what I'm going to call a double crochet, is you yarn over your hook, go into the centre of the loop, pull the yarn through, yarn over your hook, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over the hook, pull through the second 2 loops. So yarn over through the centre of the ring, and you'll have 3 loops. Yarn over again, pull through the first 2, that gives you 2 more loops. Yarn over again, pull through those. So you want 15 double crochets and your chain 3, which will give you a total of 16. So I'm going to carry on. So yarn over through the centre of the loop, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You will find that you may want to do it in a half double crochet, which I will be showing you later. But the bigger stitches seem to look better on this. You could do it in a single crochet, but I personally don't think it looks as nice. So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over through the centre of the loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you want to do that, like I said, 15 times all together. I've got my yarn pre-cut because I did start a video to do this and it cut itself off halfway through and I didn't actually realise, and I got quite upset and threw a tantrum. I'm just going to count how many stitches I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and if I count my thingy, 16. So that's your 15 double crochets and your chain 3. So you want to go into the top of the chain 3 and slip stitch, and that's your centre. Next I'm going to change colours. Now there's different ways to change your colours. You could, if you have a way that you change colour while you're crocheting, stick to that way. I'm not going to show you the way that I do it normally because it's much more complicated, it's much more time consuming. Although it does help where you don't have to weave in the end, you have to match it perfectly, otherwise you get mismatched colours and it's just not much fun. So I'm going to snip the excess off of here, and I am going to just pull the pink through like that, so as if it's a chain. So we want to chain 3 anyway. In fact, what we'll do is we'll slip stitch into the first double crochet there. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. Slip stitch into the first double crochet there, pull through, and then we want to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. That counts as your first double crochet. So then you want to do another double crochet in that exact same space, and then all the way around you want to do 2 double crochets in each chain, in each double crochet of the previous row. So any little odds and ends you see, don't worry, you will snip them off at the end. It's going to look messy at first, but it will eventually look nice and neat and the way that you want it to. So we want to do 2 double crochets in each double crochet from the last round all the way around, giving us a total of 32, well 31, and your chain 3, but I'm counting that as a double crochet, so it'll be 32. So again, you want yarn over, go through the stitch, pull your yarn through, yarn over your hook, pull through 2, yarn over your hook, pull through 2, and you want to do that all the way around. 2 in each double crochet from the previous round, and you may find that it does bunch up slightly and pucker, well not so much pucker, but it will give it like a more of a frilled effect as you go around, but it will flatten itself out, so don't worry too much if it does sort of start bunching up. It will work itself out. My yarn has decided to tangle itself, as you can see, so I'm just going to have a little bit of a fight. Oh gosh, see, this is what happens when you just chuck it on the side. There we go, all done. So pull through 2, yarn over your hook into that stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I work quite quickly, or so I'm told, so I do apologise if this is too quick for you to work out what I'm doing. You can pause at any moment. I'm also going to write the pattern out properly. I've written it out in shorthand and I can't actually read it myself properly, so I do apologise if there's any umming and ahhing and oh, what does that say as I'm working along. So we're coming towards the end of it. I'm just going to double check, see how many I've got. So for each one we've got 2. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. So I've got 3 more to go, or 6 more to go. So 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6, and that gives us a total of 32. And then you want to slip stitch into the first space there. So you've got a lovely, nice little circular pattern going on. So next, now we want the next colour. If you're going to work in one colour, that's entirely up to you. I'm doing different colours to show how the different rounds work. Although the last 4 rounds, sorry, there'll be 2 rounds to each colour. So this next round is darker pink, and what we want to do with that is, whoops, go into under the stitch to pull the colour through and pull it through there. So I'll do that again, I'll show you. You want to, so you've got your old colour on the hook, go under the stitch, so in between the stitch there, hook your new colour through, so it pulls it through the middle of the stitch, and hook it through and pull it through the loop there. So that's your new colour joint. That's the way I've done it for now. Again, you do it the way that you're comfortable doing it. So what we want to do now is chain 3 again. So that's your first double crochet, and then in that exact same space you do another 2 double crochet. So you've got 3 in the same space there. So there's your 3 double crochets there. Then what you want to do is skip a stitch, so ignore that one, and then go into the next stitch, but go underneath everything, so you're straight into the middle of the gap there. So yarn over into the stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and you want to do that. So there's 3 double crochets in that, and then you skip a stitch again and go into the next one. As I said, don't worry about your loose ends, you can snip them off at any point. I'm going to wait until the end. So skip a stitch, 3 double crochets into the next stitch, 2 and 3, skip a stitch, 3 double crochets. So you should have a total of 48 double crochets altogether. Don't rely on my math skills, I'm not very good at counting, so I could be wrong, but I'm not going to calculate it. So we want 3 double crochets into the space, skip a stitch, 3 double crochets into the next space, 2, 3, skip a stitch, 3 double crochets into the next space, 2 and 3. It's starting to really bunch up now, as you can see, but it does flatten out. You may have to put something on top of it for that to happen, but it does flatten out. I ended up putting my phone on top of it before taking pictures last night, and it flattened out quite nicely. You can see my yarns chasing me. Skip a stitch, 3 double crochets into the next stitch, skip a stitch, 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Daddy's upset the baby. Don't know if you can hear him crying in the background. Skip a stitch, 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Do excuse my heavy breathing. I have a bit of a sniffle, as they put it. And that's that. So that's your 3rd round complete, and what you want to do is just slip stitch into that last little bit there. So it's quite bunched up, but stretch it out, flatten it out. There we go. does flatten. I have to hit it, but it does flatten. So I'm just going to snip that bit of excess off there. Next, you will want your next colour. I'm using this lovely pale mint green. Don't know the exact colour, but I do like it. And what we want to do with this one is same as we did with the last round. So, oh no, in fact, we're going to do something different this time. We're going to back slip stitch. So normally you'd work forwards. You want to go in the stitch behind that you've just made. So that bit there, just there. Oops. And you want to pull your yarn through at that point there and pull it up there. So that's a back slip stitch, or a backward slip stitch, or a reverse slip stitch, or however you want to describe it. And you want to do a single crochet into that bit that you've just made. So single crochet as you yarn through, yarn out, you don't even yarn over, sorry, pull the yarn through the bottom, yarn over and pull through 2 loops like that. So that's your single crochet. And then you want to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3. Skip those 3 double crochets that you made in the third round. Ignore that little bit of yarn there. And then single crochet into the next, into the gap between them. So chain 3, 2, 3, and single crochet into there. So you skip 3 double crochets, single crochet, so you hook through, yarn through, and yarn over and pull through 2. And then chain 3. This is where it becomes quite technical. So you've got your 3, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bits there. So this is going to be part of our last piece, so I'm not going to count that actually. So we've got 3 single crochets, so then we chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into this stitch. Now we'll do something different here. We're going to chain 5 or chain 6, it's entirely up to you. I chose 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to single crochet into that same space. So you want to single crochet, chain 5, single crochet back into the same space again. And then we're back to our chain 3, skip 3 stitches, single crochet, 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 and then we chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet back into that same space again. So you get like little, I'm going to call them petals, you get your little petals forming there. So you chain 3 again, skip 3 stitches, single crochet, chain 3, skip 3 stitches, single crochet, chain 3, skip 3 stitches, single crochet, chain 3, skip 3 stitches, single crochet, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet back into that same space. And then we do the chain 3 again. Skip 3 stitches, single crochet, chain 3, skip 3, single crochet, chain 3, skip 3, single crochet, chain 3, skip 3, single crochet, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch into that first single crochet that you made. Right there, looking pretty. That's that. Now we're not changing colour. I'm staying with the green. So what I want to do is, or what you'll want to do is slip stitch into the chain space that you made, and then you want to chain 2. Now we're going to work a half double crochet into this row, or round, or whatever you want to call it. And a half double crochet is you yarn over, go into the space, pull your yarn through, yarn over again, pull through all 3 loops, and that gives you a half double crochet. So you yarn over, hook into the space, pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, yarn over. There we go. So including your chain 2, you're going to have 4 half double crochets in each chain 3 space. So 1, 2, 3, and oops, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now when you get to your corner, or your leaf, or whatever you want to call it, or your petal, you are going to want to do 12 half double crochets into that chain 5 or chain 6 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, oops, 11, and 12. Now you can adjust the you can move these basically, because you worked into a chain space, you haven't worked into a stitch. So if they're too tight, you can loosen them a bit, or if they're too spread out, you can tighten them up a bit. And they're quite, because you're working into a chain space, they're quite easy to manoeuvre. So that should help a bit. So then we want to go back to doing 4 half double crochets into each of the chain 3 spaces. So yarn over into the space, pull your yarn through, yarn over again, pull through all 3 loops. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry if my camera keeps wobbling. I'm resting my phone on an iPad stand, so it's not the most sturdy of equipment. But you work with what you've got. So there's 1. Whoops, completely lost that off the hook then. 2, 3, and 4. And then we get to another corner, so we want to do 12 again, 12 into the chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we want to do 4 double crochets back into these chain 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, I keep losing it. And 1, I get the feeling I said double crochets again. I meant half double crochets. 1, so yarn over, under the space, pull your yarn through, yarn over again, pull through all 3 loops. So once you get the hang of it, it does get quite easy to remember. I started off learning to crochet using YouTube videos myself. I couldn't read a pattern at all. It looked like Chinese to me, and I can't read Chinese. Again, on the corner you want to do 12 into the space. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then back to 4 into each chain free space. So yeah, I couldn't read a pattern at all when I first started crocheting, and it was just a hobby at first, something to stop me from going completely insane. And now I'm at the point where I write my own patterns, and I do a whole heap of things really. It's quite fun, quite therapeutic. And then we're coming up to the last corner now. There's 4 in there. Then you want 12 in this last corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I've used up too much of my yarn. Oh no. So I'm going to have to do a quick fix. Let's not tell anyone. I don't usually connect it like this, but it's going to be the quickest and easiest way. Just do a nice little knot on there. Whoops. Just for now. Don't worry, I'm not going to use this one as part of my blanket. And then we want 11 and 12, and then we slip stitch into the very top of the chain 2. Again, it's bunching up, but don't worry, it does flatten out. So I don't need that anymore. Oops. I'm going to neaten this up quickly because I've made it look horrendous. But me being me, made another mistake. Quite clumsy. Right, now I'm going to add white for my last two rounds or rows or whatever you want to call them. So the first one is going to we're going to do the back slip stitch again. So we're going to slip stitch in the stitch that we just come from, pull our white through. Don't need to leave that much of a tail. So that's that. And then we're going to single crochet into that stitch there. And you can tighten that up. There we go. And then what we want to do is chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. and single crochet. So we want to skip 4 stitches and single crochet into the gap just in between the 4 half double crochets that we made in the previous round. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet. So you yarn under, skip 4 stitches, sorry, and then you yarn under, pull your yarn, hook under, pull your yarn through, and then yarn through the 2 loops on your hook. Chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet. Then when you get to the corner, you want to chain 4 again, but rather than skipping 4 stitches, you want to skip 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then in between the 6th and the 7th stitch, go right in between them, do a single crochet, chain 2, and then do another single crochet in that exact same space that you just did one, and then you chain 4 again and skip another 6 stitches and single crochet in the bottom of the corner. So what you'll find, as you can see, is that your white single crochets and your green single crochets will line up with each other. It gives it a nice little pattern. Again, this is bunching up, but don't worry too much. It does work out. It does flatten out as well. So chain 4, 2, 3, 4, single crochet, chain 4, skip 4 stitches, single crochet, chain 4, skip 4 stitches, single crochet, chain 4, skip 4 stitches, single crochet, chain 4, skip 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in between number 6 and number 7 up there, single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. You will find that that chain 2 is essential, especially if you want a squared edge. I'm going to do it with a rounded edge, as the blanket that I'm making, I want to have gaps in between the joins, if that makes any sense. But skip 6 stitches, single crochet, chain 4, skip 4, single crochet. But you will find if you want a squared edge, the best way to do it is to, I've not counted that, is to chain 2 in the corner and then do the same stitch that you're working into that same space, and that gives you a small, you can see it forming there, a small corner. So we want to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet, chain 4, and single crochet, and chain 4, and single crochet, and then chain 4 again, skip 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet in between the 6th and the 7th, chain 2, and single crochet into that same space, chain 4, single crochet, skip 6 stitches and single crochet, chain 4, skip 4, single crochet, chain 4, skip 4, single crochet, chain 4, skip 4 and single crochet, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 4 and single crochet, chain 4, skip 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet between the 6th and the 7th, chain 2, single crochet in that same space again, chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then you want to slip stitch into the top of your first single crochet. Now we're not going to, I can't get that through, I will do it. There we go. You're not going to change colour, or if you are going to change colour, change your colour, and you want to slip stitch into that chain 4 space there. And pretty much all you do with this last round is just double crochet all the way around, and that's it, pretty much finished. So I'll just chain 3, oh no, sorry, slip stitch into that space, chain, oh gosh, slip stitch into the space, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That counts as your first double crochet. Now you're going to want 5 double crochets in each of these chain 4 spaces. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you want to do that in all of these chain spaces, and when you get to the corner I'll show you what to do. So double crochet, yarn over, hook through into your chain space, yarn over the hook, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So again, like I said, this is American, this is the US terminology that I'm using. This would be a treble crochet in UK, if I remember rightly. I always work in the US terms. I just find it so much easier. There's so many patterns as well, especially on Pinterest. I'm just going to snip this little bit off because it's getting on my nerves. Now there's so many patterns, especially on Pinterest, and it's mostly in US terminology, so I just find it easier to work that way, and then I don't have to worry about converting it and getting things wrong. Don't see why it's different, because they're still the same stitches regardless of what they're called. So again, 5 double crochets into the chain 4 space there. And now in the corner, if you want to square it, do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then do another 2 double crochets into that little corner space. And that will give you a squared edge. I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to unravel that. So what I'm going to do is have a rounded edge. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 double crochets into my corner. Then I'm going to carry on with my 5 double crochets in each chain 4 space all the way around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, whoops, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to finish there, but your finished product will hopefully look like that, from that to that. So, and they do actually, they're a nice size, they're a good size when you use the 5mm hook. I don't know exactly how big they are, I will measure it and write it down on there, but this is what you end up with. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll make some more videos soon.